Welcome back to Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. This is Boxlab Promotions Night of Champions 11. I am Karan Bhatia, joined by Justin Goosen Brown and Michael Woods. It's been a fantastic night here on DAZN. We've had some great action in the heavyweight division. We've had young prospects on the line, and we still have two big fights ahead, and these are both for WBA Continental titles. We have Angel Barrientes, who's part of the Barrientes twins, and here is what's coming up. Barrientes versus Jorge Romero. Remember, this is the super bantamweight WBA Continental title on the line. And later tonight, we're going to heavyweight. See Big Jurgen Hovhannissian versus Chris Thomas. But first, Angel Barrientes. The Barrientes twins have been lighting up the world of boxing. Let's get this fight underway. Here is Mark Fratto.
All right, fight fans, co-main event time with the WBA Continental title on the line. Let's meet first, making his way to the blue corner from Guanabacoa, Cuba, Jorge de Jesus Romero.
They made a mistake picking me. Those are the words of that man, Cuban Jorge Romero. Romero has the experience edge in this fight. He's got 25 fights under his belt, and he plans tonight, Justin, to make it a rough, uncomfortable fight for the younger Angel Barrientes.
Yeah, look, he's a true pro. He knows what he's doing in there, and one of those things that he really knows how to do is he works behind his guard, catches a lot of shots on the gloves, and will get inside on you and make it a rough fight. So we'll see if he can do that to the long Angel Barrientes tonight.
Romero, not only a fighter, but he's also been doing some commentary work in Spanish for DAZN, and so he's a thinking man's fighter. He's got his hands full with Angel Barrientes. Let's get him to the ring. Here's Mark.
And now, his opponent makes his way to the red corner from Honolulu, Hawaii. The number 15 super bantamweight in the world, Angel AK-47 Barrientes.
Every fighter who laces up the gloves hopes to one day compete and win a title. And tonight, that man, Angel Barrientes, has a chance to realize that dream. Michael Woods, he said it would mean everything to hold the belt. He's got an opportunity here tonight.
Tell you what, my first thought is I'm glad his face filled in a little bit. He looked a little gaunt to me yesterday, like drying out was, not easy. Of course it isn't. How little these guys weigh. It looks like he's fleshed up a little bit, so that bodes well for him, I think.
The fighters are in the ring, and this fight is scheduled for 10 rounds in the WBA, in the super bantamweight division for the WBA Continental belt. Let's look at the tail of the tape. You see the age difference there, the massive height advantage for Angel Barrientes, and the reach advantage, which is measured from the armpit to the end of the fist, guys.
Yeah, well, look, Angel Barrientes knows he's extremely tall for this division, and he knows what everyone wants to do, and he does a great job of preventing it, but this is the toughest test in the form of Jose Romero tonight.
The fighters are ready. Let's get our super bantamweight title fight underway. Back to the ring. Here's Mark Fratto.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues from the center of the ring here in Orlando, Florida. This is Caribe Royale Night of Champions, airing worldwide on DAZN. Our next contest is our co-feature, scheduled for 10 rounds. It'll be contested for the vacant WBA Continental Latin America Super Bantamweight Championship. Brought to you by Boxlab Promotions and presented by Caribe Royale Orlando. Embrace the moment, live Royale. Puncher's Chance, supporting all willing to take a chance, surrender to nothing. O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 sports insurance coverage in the USA. And Rifle Boxing Gear, a global leader. The contest is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, the president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. And joining us in the ring with the hardware is WBA champion, former world champion, WBA supervisor, El Niño de Oro. Let's make some noise for Jorge Linares. The judges scoring this contest, David DeYoung, William Glover, and Efrain Lebron. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Christopher Young. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 122 pounds even. As a professional, he holds an impressive 23 victories, 1 defeat, and 1 draw. 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears blue, red, and green, and hails from Miami, Florida by way of Guanabacoa, Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, Jorge de Jesus Romero. His opponent fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 121 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 13 victories, 1 defeat, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears red with black and white and hails from Honolulu, Hawaii. Now living, training, and fighting out of Las Vegas. Please welcome the WBA number 15 super bantamweight in the world, Angel AK-47 Barrientes.
Mr. Champ, everything up here you consider legal, this is good right here. Jimmy, you know what time it is. It's for the WBA title. You fight hard, fight clean, touch them up.
Tonight we spoke about the Bray brothers upping the competition for each other. Angel Barrientes, his brother Chavez, already fought this evening and won by knockout. Angel has a chance here to up that and compete here for the WBA Continental Super Bantamweight title. This is our co-main event of the evening. Let's get it started. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods and Justin Goosen Brown. Angel Barrientes in the black and white trunks. Jorge Romero is in the blue and red trunks. Guys, this one is scheduled for 10. We have 2 motivated men here in the ring.
Yeah, and Michael, I believe Romero's belt line is a touch higher, so and shots on the belt might not be considered low blow today. He's got those pulled up very high.
Hey, you know what that tells me if I'm on the other side? That's where I'm aiming.
Yeah. Well, you see right away Barrientes is using his reach as we predicted, and Romero's not quite saying what he, in the fighter meetings yesterday, he said from the first bell he'll be on him, but as Barrientes said, it's going to be a lot harder than he thinks it is.
Romero has been out of boxing for 2 years because he felt like promoters were not giving an opportunity, right? There's too much downside there, not enough upside, because Romero is an experienced, dangerous fighter. And I'm going to go back to the theme we've said every fight tonight, youth versus experience. We're getting that here again in our co-main event.
Well, yeah, his last fight was a loss, you know, and then it leads me to question 2 years off? That's a long time. You coming back better? You coming back refreshed? Really? Or, you know, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. He had a really good vibe in the meetings, but then I asked myself, is he trying to convince himself and us? Right? You can't read minds, but honestly, that happens sometime, and we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, and Barrientes landed a good, long, unconventional right, kind of looping right hand of the body. It's hard to get it. Not many fighters could do that from that distance, but yes, he was still active.
There's a left hand to the body, right hand by Angel Barrientes. The speed advantage, the reach advantage on display here for Angel Barrientes in round 1.
Question, you guys. Word on the street is Angel or Chavez the better Barrientes? Does anyone, I mean, come on, I know I'm being a little out of the limb there, but the way he ripped that left hook there, I really dig that.
Well, I'll tell you this. Angel has faced more adversity. He got stopped earlier, and maybe he's had to kind of rethink his game and really have to work hard. And there's you see once again that length is great.
And I think Angel known for working behind the long jab. Chavez is known as the better inside fighter, and Chavez got a knockout win earlier on this card. There's some lightning fast body shots from Romero, and Angel took those well.
So far, so good. I'm liking Barrientes. I'm liking his energy. I'm liking his movement, his mobility. He seems light in his feet. Hand speed seems pretty good. So far, so good.
That brings us to the end of round 1 in our co-feature, and was not a feeling out round by any means, and both fighters had their moments there. And I think to what we were talking about, Romero feels like he's an avoided fighter, right? He's been staying active in TCL. He's been a broadcaster in Spanish for DAZN. So he's been close to the game. He's stayed active. He's stayed ready. He's been waiting for a call like this.
That's true. It's not as if he's just doing nothing. The guy works and he calls fights for DAZN. He was very well spoken with us. I guess my question is, like, you came off a loss. I don't know what fight you were expecting to get. So, anyways, he can prove it and he can shut me and everyone else up tonight. So far, it looks like we got a skill set disadvantage here. Barrientes is a young, touted prospect and kind of looks like it as compared to Romero.
Yeah, and Barrientes did some great work from the outside, which we expected him to do. Now, I will say, going back to that point you said, both the brothers can really fight. This one just seems a little bit looser tonight. He seems a little bit more relaxed, and he's in a real tough test, and I like to see that.
Yeah, I see maybe more of a fluidity and such than in the brother who seemed a little tighter, as we know.
Yeah.
And Romero is playing the role of motivated underdog here. He said he feels like the Barrientes camp, they want Romero's record, want that on his resume for Barrientes to say, hey, I took on a fighter who had a lot of fights, who's been inexperienced, who's knocked people out before, and Romero has knocked people out to the body. He's had a lot of experience, and so this is a test for Barrientes.
Romero's corner told him, they said, don't get yourself chewed up by this guy. Come out and be more aggressive. And he did start that way this round, in the first minute of the round. So far, so good with his extra aggression versus Barrientes in this round. That can turn on you real quick, though. This Barrientes is a little bit of a bomber, and so we'll see if he can keep this up, Romero.
And remember, Barrientes did face one loss in his career. He was dropped. He did get up, but the referee did wave it off in that fight. So he's learned from that experience, and he's a young fighter. He's gaining experience, but he feels like he's in a much better place now at 22 years old.
Yeah, well, he was just a baby in the game when that happened, but he got caught in a position that he'll tell you he should have never been in. His hands were down and his chin was straight up in the air. And tonight he's looking obviously way better. He's experienced, and we'll see how he can keep this pace up tonight going against a all-action pressure fighter in Romero.
I like how he's handling Romero coming forward. He's sliding laterally, right, not going straight back. He's not getting flustered, and there you go.
Big right hand
right there.
Barrientes.
He's handling this very well in this round.
Doing a great job keeping that long left hook out. And, if you're Romero's corner, you could tell the referee, say, hey, don't let him leave it out like that. But you take advantage of it while you can if you are Barrientes.
One minute to go in round two. Quick pace here. Big right hand for Angel Barrientes, partially blocked, but speed on display. Romero with a nice combination on the inside.
He's making a case for winning this round, actually. Let's see how it finishes up. But Romero, some decent work here.
Yes, but even on the inside, that was interesting. Angel decided to kind of stand his ground in the middle of the ring on the inside, and when he is able to get that little bit of distance, that's when he really goes to work with those whippy arms.
Right hand for Angel Barrientes, and again, and one thing we're seeing from Barrientes, he's landing combinations and then he's moving quickly, right? Getting out of the way from the attack, and that's some great footwork from Angel Barrientes on display here. We've been speaking about the Barrientes twins, and we mentioned that Angel Barrientes has a twin brother. He's a young undefeated fighter, Chavez Barrientes, and Chavez was in action earlier tonight. These two Barrientes twins have been showcased here at Caribe Royale, and there is Chavez watching his brother. He improved to 12-0, got his 7th knockout, and Chavez told us in our meetings this week, he said, hey, I'm looking forward to doing my business, then I can relax. And let's take a look at some of the handiwork from Chavez Barrientes earlier tonight.
Yeah, that was a good little strong right hand of the body. And what you can see, these Barrientes, they are skinny, but they're very strong and wiry. And they can, as you see, Angel's already keeping Romero off him with that strong left hand of his. But Chavez did some great work and was able to come away with that fight and get another win and another stoppage.
Winner by TKO. That was at the end of round 4, Chavez Barrientes. So a little, maybe some sibling rivalry there between the twins.
You know what, bro?
Here.
I was just actually thinking, because I try to ask that every time, and I'm always like, you guys spar? Do you ever hate each other, whatever? No, they just seem to be really tight and cool with each other. Which is a beautiful thing.
They
Come on.
motivate each other.
Yep.
And Chavez got the big knockout earlier tonight. Now Angel has a chance to get the WBA Continental Super Bantamweight title, so big opportunity for him, and this would be a big milestone for the Barrientes brothers if Angel is successful here in our co-main event.
Guys, we had an interesting one at the fighter meetings yesterday when we were asking the brothers, like, do you like when you fight on the same card or not really? And they really got into it a little bit. Mostly, I guess, people generally don't like it. Why? Because it's an extra hassle and an extra worry. You would rather just concentrate on yourself, is what it seemed to be the answer. And for many brothers in boxing, like, they're not always going to admit it, but they'd really honestly rather not fight on the same card. Yep. It's a distraction.
Certainly, but when you are successful and
yes,
good things happen, it's great. And
sure,
the opportunity is there. The first half was done by Chavez, and moments ago, Angel Barrientes landed some lightning-quick body shots to Romero, and he's trying to slow down Romero. Romero putting his head down and just kind of moving forward and almost trying to, back up the younger man in Angel Barrientes.
Well, this is a good idea for Barrientes. Okay, here we go. Little
Angel Barrientes, right hand lands. Here's a left. Romero could be in trouble here in round 3.
Now that is where Angel Barrientes could get a little careless. He's doing well and he's got great power, but that is how he got hurt when he was very young, was when he gets that offensive and he kind of starts swinging with his hands down. Now that being said, he's doing a great job in this fight, keeping his distance and doing good work.
He took back this round. Yeah. Last round, Romero was like getting a little bit bolder and coming on, and Barrientes going to said, no, we're not going to have that. You got to bully this little guy. Sorry, he's a little guy.
Yes.
He's 5'4" comparatively.
Yeah.
You can't let him walk you down like that. I don't think that's a good idea. Because
Yeah.
then he gets bolder, more confident, and no one needs that.
Yeah, and you can see on the inside, Angel is doing a nice job of actually keeping those long elbows in tight, and he takes up a lot of his body with those long arms.
But Romero is having some luck, touching him to the body a little bit.
Yep.
So he's absolutely, scored well in this round. This ain't a gimme.
No, not at all against Romero.
Left hook lands to the body for Romero. Romero has had success in the past with body shots. Knocked out fighters with the body shot, and so he knows that's an effective tool. Barrientes taking it well, landing some good counter shots as well here in round 3.
Yeah, and I believe Romero is ready to keep this pace up this whole fight. Speaking to him at the fighter meetings, he really wants this. We'll see if Barrientes going in his first.
You got to make him not be ready. You got to answer that and shut that the hell down, I think.
Yes, but he's going to keep coming.
This isn't good for Barrientes, Romero in the fight like this. Take him out of the fight.
Romero and Barrientes going toe-to-toe at the end of round 3. We go to the corner of Jorge Romero, and let's take a look here at some of the recent fights. Remember that we mentioned that loss 2 years ago for Romero.
Yes, and now in that loss, Romero also had 2 points deducted from him. Now, the referee said it was a headbutt yesterday in the fighter meetings. I asked him about it. He said that referee was being a little unfair to him and that they weren't headbutts, but that's also what is part of that 2-year layoff. He is a rough fighter because he comes to win, and it is tough. You have to be ready for it, and Team Barrientes obviously believes he is.
And that was the only loss in Jorge Romero's career, and he feels like that's why he hasn't gotten opportunities to fight in the last few years. He said, I've been ready. Promoters don't want to fight me. I've got experience.
No, you get more gigs after you lose. Usually, you do. Come on, you got more calls. So, I don't know.
And I believe that Correa was making his debut that night, but he was able to outwork him for the whole fight as well. And that's the question with Barrientes. Will he be able to keep this pace up? It seems that he's in shape for it, and his team believes he is, but like right there, that is a little bit of a push, but he is doing a nice job. He's got to work on preventing Romero on the inside.
And one thing, we spoke about this in the tail of the tape, right? Angel Barrientes has the height advantage, the reach advantage. He's fighting toe-to-toe here with Jorge Romero. So should he be using the length a little bit more?
Ideally, yes, but you got a guy who is an aggressor who is not allowing you to do that. You have to impose yourself on him.
Yes.
How do you do that? With a long, sharp, hard jab, and there you go. That's how you do it.
Big right hand from
Brain
Angel
surgery,
Barrientes.
right? Get offensive on the guy.
Yes, when Angel's in the middle of the ring, that's when he has the most space to operate and take that step back and really come over the top with that right hand.
And you keep doing that. You movement just like you just did there. That worked. Now don't stop moving. He does stop moving, and if you keep that up.
I'll tell you what, this is turning into a bit of a fun
Yes.
fight right here,
yes,
though.
Yes, it is. Style and strategy clash here.
Fast, furious, body shots, uppercuts, right hands, movement. This fight seemingly has it all. Two fighters, they're fighting toe-to-toe in a phone booth in the center of the ring, but there's also moments of movement, and it seems like for Angel Barrientes, right, he's got some of those long punches, so when he can get that distance, he can kind of wind up a little bit more on that big right hand.
Are you giving Romero this round, maybe? What have we forgot to?
Yeah.
We forgot to start scoring.
I will have Barrientes. I think Barrientes has won these first 3 rounds. Now, that is completely unofficial, obviously, but I like his effective punching. But this is a round where Romero is getting closer. Now, it is still up for grabs if someone lands something of note in this last minute.
I could see him getting one of these first 4 rounds, and there is a lot of effectiveness to what he's doing.
Yes.
Plainly and simply. This is
right
working
hand
for Romero. Even if he's not winning the round, it is working.
Now he has to eat a lot of shots on his way in there, and it seems like he's willing to do it. He says that Barrientes won't show him anything he hasn't seen, but I'll tell you, it's a tough test.
So far, he's kind of not lying.
Yeah.
You know, that could absolutely change, but he's fighting with a lot of confidence right now, and that is troubling for me if I'm Barrientes in the Barrientes corner. Shut that down.
Yes, and now it's very hard to do.
Yes, it is
one
hard
direction forward, right? He's been in the grill of Angel Barrientes.
And Barrientes is losing this round. He mostly backed up the whole time, and Romero outworked him up till now. So I want to hear in that corner, how are we going to turn this around here?
Yeah.
We'll see the
Let's
instructions.
get some methods to do that.
Richard Barrientes, the father of Angel Barrientes, and of course Chavez Barrientes, and see the urgency there, because you have a fighter who's just one speed, moving forward right in your grill.
Yeah.
As we take a look at Angel Barrientes' father, Richard Barrientes, the trainer, and there's the last 6 for Angel Barrientes.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that he has been on hot. He came, as mentioned, once again, he lost that fight earlier in his career, and his team has taken him slow and allowed him to work his way back, and he's in the toughest test tonight, and he can fight, Michael.
That's right. This one is so far playing out to me pleasantly surprised that Romero is bringing what he said he would. He wasn't lying to us or bullshitting or BSing during that fight.
Not at all.
No.
Romero is bringing what he said he would, Michael Woods, but you gave Romero that last round, but is he doing enough to consistently win rounds, right?
No, he won that one round and is doing some good things in the other round. The onus is upon Barrientes to change this now. This is the prospect. This is the guy who's moving up the rankings, not the other guy. This needs to be a solid round for Barrientes to turn it around. He's not losing the fight, but it's a little bit iffy.
And this is what we're curious about once we got to this round 5. How would the fight look? We knew at the beginning Barrientes would be successful. It's very hard to get in on him, but Romero seems up to that challenge, and he's, as I said, he's taken a lot off the gloves, but Barrientes is still doing well.
And I think that's the beauty of this sport, and specifically this platform, Boxlab Promotions, Amari Pedro, all the great people here. Because, okay, we talked about Angel Barrientes. Yes, you know, he's the young prospect. He's 22 years old. But Jorge Romero is coming off a loss, hasn't fought in 2 years. If he wins tonight, he has a big upset win against a prospect, and he captures the WBA Continental belt at Super Bantamweight. So then he has a bunch of opportunities.
Boxlab matchmakers are amongst the best at finding guys like this for reasons to win and putting them in and making more compelling fights than maybe they would be on paper. These guys really know what the hell they're doing. And Romero knows what he's doing. Barrientes is going to have to work harder than he wants to win this fight.
Yes.
Sometimes young fighters with promoters, right? You see them just get matched up and build up their record, and it's a showcase fight. You know what's better than a showcase fight? A young fighter in against a tough veteran fighter, and he's still able to
Easy for us to say, though, right? For Barrientes, he's like, no, bro, I give me a showcase. You know, this is hard effing work.
Now you'll see over in that last 30 seconds, Barrientos landed an uppercut. That's the first time we've seen from that tonight. He was talking about it yesterday. It might be a little weapon for him on the way in, but it's a very difficult punch to throw, especially a backhand
and it is
uppercut.
something that a lot of guys use later. Why? Because people get more tired, their chin drops, and you see that later in fights.
And there was a massive left hook that landed for Angel Barrientes, and we're seeing a little redness on the right side of the head of Romero, and that probably is because of that quick left hook that Angel Barrientes has, that long, quick left hook.
Yes. Now, as well, Romero makes it a rough fight. As you see, he just hit him in the back of the head.
Right there.
But he also really digs his head on you because he knows that you can control the body when you have your head like that. So he's working his way in there, and he's a rough fighter. Another uppercut right there from Barrientos.
Tell you what, the gas tank of either of these guys, of both these guys, seems pretty damn comparable, doesn't it? Romero seems to have a real good amount of gas in there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when both guys really want this fight and train to win. And for the hardest one.
And there, Angel Barrientes, he got a little bit of room, and that meant that big looping right hand. And we talked about the Barrientes brothers. They're long, they're wiry, but they still have power, especially when they can let those long punches go.
It's interesting. Barrientes does not have confidence in his jab to get Romero to stop coming at him. Instead, he's moving. I would like to see him jab some. Stop that movement.
Yes. Now,
that's easier said than done.
Because Romero's moving his head a lot as well.
Big right hand to close out round 5 for Romero.
Very close round.
Very close round, and it's been a very interesting fight. It seems like the game plan for Romero, and we see him there in the corner, is I'm going to keep the intensity, and it's up to Angel Barrientes. If he slows down, then Romero feels like he'll have success as we get into the second half of this fight.
Yeah, and Romero's going to, like he said, he's going to do this the whole fight. This is the only way that he could win this fight, and his corner says keep going, keep trying to get in inside him, and don't, Barrientos is going to have to try, like you said, Michael, use that jab and keep him off him. Once again, easier said than done.
Yeah, there's been an absence of that. Yeah. I wonder if they're calling for it and saying, come on, you want this guy to slow down a little bit, stop him in his tracks. That's the way to do it without having to move so much. Because Romero's gas tank ain't running down. He looks fresh, pretty damn fresh. Look at him. Look at him ready to come out, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's tough to break the will of a guy like that. Now, I like those uppercuts from Barrientos, though, in that last round.
Quick combination. Angel Barrientes is in the black and red trunks. Jorge Romero in the blue and red trunks. And it's been a spirited fight, and Romero has only one speed, straight ahead, and it's been the onus has been on Angel Barrientes to move out of the way, to land counter shots, but there's been rounds that Romero has had success.
We told you in the open, this one not perceived as a coin flip, but more coin flippy possibly than people might think it would be. It is playing out like that.
Now, it's interesting with that jab of Barrientos, he's not really using it as, he's more using it as a measuring stick and trying to push him off him and get that distance, but he's not throwing it a lot. He's mostly just leaving it out there and using it as
there you go,
like
right
a get
there,
off
that little bit. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be the most showy thing, but you got to do it.
Yes, keep those gloves occupied up at the top.
That's it. Right there, that right there. That's an interrupter that Romero's not able to get off clean so much. This works.
Nice body shot as well from Barrientos when Jorge was walking in, a little sneaky red uppercut to the midsection.
Investing hard to the body, and he knows that might be a path to slowing down the younger, fresher Angel Barrientos, but so far Barrientos has been able to take that attack, land counters, but Romero doesn't stop coming.
No, but there's a lot of ebb and flow in this fight. Barrientos is coming back and taking control of this round. He's using his feet, he's circling, he's going different directions and keeping that bull at bay.
Is he taking control, though?
This round.
Romero's been coming forward in more minutes in this round, too.
Yes, but who's been landing the punches?
There's a lot from Romero, too. I'm loving Romero. I'm liking Romero's work here.
I like Romero's work as well. He's coming forward and he's not stopping, but Barrientos seems to be landing the more effective punches in my eyes. Now, that's obviously very objective because every judge always has a different scorecard, but that's what makes these fights so interesting is both guys are doing what they do very well.
This is playing out as I hoped it would, and I teased in the open. Good, I'm glad, because this is a good prize fight.
And
hey,
Romero
right there, right
Romero.
in, yeah.
And
telling you, he's
Romero
probably
again,
winning this
left
round
hand.
too.
Left hand for Romero.
The round is up for grabs, I will say that, yeah.
We spoke about the subjective nature of boxing, and so these are going to be fascinating scorecards if we do make the final bell.
And guys, you can tell. You know how you can tell? The crowd. You're not having people howling for Barrientes and stuff. The Barrientes people who are here are a little bit like, yo, what's this?
And it depends what the judges like. Do they like the come forward fight, or do they like that
rewarding an aggressor and a
fighter?
come forward guy and the B side? That could absolutely happen.
Yes.
We have a fight, gentlemen.
We
and
do.
This is exactly what we want in these youth versus experienced matchups. We want to see the younger man tested.
You see Romero in the corner. I mean, he's working very hard tonight, but he's also making Angel work probably the hardest he's had to work in his career, because it takes a lot when that guy is just coming after you nonstop.
His grade for me, Romero, real high grade. He has shut my questions up about him.
Yeah. No, he comes to fight. He's always going to be there. He doesn't believe. He says, I am the opponent, and once again, he said, they made a mistake, and I'm grateful for that.
And this is a great match. If
Yes.
for Barrientes, if he wins, it's up in the air now. You're getting really worked, man. You're having to really work. This is development, guys.
Correct,
This is the right way to do it.
This is going to be a fascinating few final rounds, and we know the game plan for Jorge Romero. He's going to go to the body, he's going to move forward, he's going to test Angel Barrientes.
He's going to be the first one across the ring to get to the other side and go at Barrientes, and you're winning the first 30 seconds of the round. You keep doing that.
But I'll tell you this, too, because we didn't know what Barrientes was going to be able to do on the inside. On the inside, he's standing his ground at times, and yes, he is getting outworked in moments, especially when Romero is able to go on the offensive. But Barrientes is showing that he's ready for the step up tonight, because there were some questions about that.
I'm really curious about these judges and the judging styles of all of them. It really could go either way in some of these rounds. Most of the rounds, frankly.
Yeah, well, that's boxing.
Yeah, it's boxing.
And I think a question really will be something we spoke about, the subjective nature, and also who's landing the harder shots, right? And that's where the subjective nature, and who has more pop. And it does seem like at certain moments, Angel Barrientes is getting a little bit more on those punches, on those counter shots.
Yes.
But not to the level that we would have maybe many of us expected, I'll say that.
No, I mean, they don't seem to be bothering Romero too much, but they are eye-catching shots that are scoring and landing clean. Now, some of these, like I said, Romero does a great job of keeping those gloves up and catching a lot of them off him, but Romero is finding the holes in that, and Barrientes, I should say, but Romero continues to come forward.
Halfway through this round 7, and this has been the story of the fight, right? Round 1, round 7. It's just two guys toe-to-toe, one guy in Romero moving forward, going to the body, one guy with quick counter punches and hard shots.
Sometimes I over-reward a B-side guy because I like them, okay? I'm a human being. Maybe I'm doing that somewhat with Romero, but I don't think I am. The volume edge is, and he's, I don't know. I really love the work he's doing, and how could I not? Look at the stamina. Look at the come forward. He's being the aggressor. He's acting like the A side in many of these rounds.
No, I agree with you, Michael. I don't think you are. I think you are accurately pointing out how close this fight is.
Oh, thank you.
Two different styles, but I do think it's what we're talking about. The subjective nature of scoring, right? That's what's gonna matter here.
Guys, I'm the judge. I'm giving him that round. He's outworking the other guy.
Here comes Angel Barrientes. Quick combination.
I'm giving him like this round, guys.
Big right hand
I will
for
say I
Romero.
love the ebb and flow of it. They they catch, they go in. A lot of these are coming off the gloves, but I like what Barrientes is doing. To your point, I like what Romero is doing, but I disagree. I think Barrientes is landing the harder shots,
and you're
that's
probably
me.
going to be right on the judges' scorecard because, okay? I'll just say because.
I agree.
Yeah. The familiarity and whatever.
No, it's a
End
very
of round
close fight.
7. Very close fight. And, I mean, it's just been go from
Body
opening
language.
bell.
Who acts like he acts like he won that round, and he probably did.
You're saying Romero.
Romero, yes.
Right. He's not acting like an opponent. He's not acting like...
I think he's won 3 of the rounds. Will they say that? Probably not.
We'll find out.
Let's
but
see.
And we have a report here from Chavez Barrientes, who's been watching his brother, Angel. He says he needs to use the jab more. That is the advice of his twin brother, Chavez Barrientes. And you can see a little bit of a concerned look. He said, hey, wait a minute. I got my fighter out. I got my fighter out in 4 rounds. This fight is competitive as we go into round 8.
Well, we expected this, and yes, he does need to use his jab more, and it's a very difficult task.
I hope for this, but I didn't expect this. This is a pleasant surprise for me. Romero is fighting like he said he was going to, and that don't always happen. So props to that kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does come from that Cuban school of boxing. He knows how to do a lot of things well, and he's very comfortable in that ring. He doesn't make too many mistakes, and Barrientes is finding that out.
Romero from
this is a put up or shut up round for Barrientes right here.
Romero from the Cuban school in that he's technical, but he's more aggressive, right? And he's working the body more. He's coming forward more. He's eating a lot more punches, right, than you would think from the typical Cuban school, and he's making it much more exciting.
He knows that that's his only way to win the fight. And great combination there from Barrientes creates a little bit room and throwing combinations. Barrientes needs to use that jab and use a lot of combinations and keep Romero's hands occupied up high.
Because his power isn't dissuading Romero.
No.
Okay, so if your power isn't, what else you got to dissuade? Volume, the jab, keep that distance to your liking.
And guys, I want to.
And you gotta fight. You gotta fight like that, guys.
Big right hand, Angel Barrientes. And this was the first moment that Romero took a second to breathe, and here comes Angel Barrientes jumping on him.
You gotta smash him so he takes a pause.
Yeah.
It's a fight, guys. It's a fight.
100%.
Yeah.
And Barrientes had a great combo right there, a little 3-punch, and kept those hooks very tight on the inside for somebody that long. I'm impressed with Barrientes' inside game, and Romero is forcing it out of him.
These are two guys
and watch
fighting.
Romero slipping pretty adeptly too, guys.
Fighting knowing the
fight.
WBA Continental Super Bantamweight title is on the line, and this could be life-changing for both men, right? Either way that it goes. I want to point out one thing that I thought was fascinating. We were talking about Angel Barrientes not using the jab as much, and that's what Chavez Barrientes' vice was, right? So do you guys want to see him work behind the jab a little bit more?
I think he needs some of everything, I'll be honest with you.
Here comes Angel Barrientes. Romero was turned around for a moment. Barrientes took advantage.
Barrientes has to make Romero stop acting like the A side. Way too much confidence.
Round 8.
I mean, this could be a 4-4 fight.
Yeah, well, he's a very difficult guy to break the will of because he believes that he's been, in worse words, kind of pushed to the side of boxing, and he wants to prove tonight that he has the opportunity to show it, and he is doing it. He's a great opponent, especially and a great fighter, and he doesn't believe he's an opponent at all.
Whatever happens here on out, his stock absolutely risen.
He's a fun fighter as well.
Yes.
100%. I think this is one of those fights where no matter what, both of their stocks go up, right? And I don't think there's going to be a line around the block to fight either of these men. And showing heart, showing will, and I think the biggest thing is just the intensity has stayed the same or even increased as the fight has gone on.
Curran, Barrientes has to win this fight. That's not a given, and his stock ain't going up if he's. I don't know about his stock. Let's see the last 2 rounds, bro. You know, this jury is still out here, okay?
And let me ask you this. We heard from Romero in our meeting this week, right? He said he hasn't been given the opportunities because he's a tough fighter. I think in a way that's been proven true here, right?
That's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Let's take a look at some of the action from the previous round. It was fast and furious. What do you guys see here?
I want to see if that's little hook combination, 3-piece combination right there. Left hook, right uppercut, left hook, and finishes up with another left hook and right hand.
That was the best Barrientes I saw in that round, and what you say about working inside, absolutely, that was present there. Enough to win the round, I don't know. His gas tank looks pretty good. He
doesn't look broken in any way.
So
this is the fight he prepared for. This is what he wanted because he's sitting at 15. We can't forget that in the WBA ratings, and this is the type of test that you get.
That dude wants that rating.
Yeah, exactly.
Romero is gunning for that damn ranking.
And now it is to say, when you do have that ranking yourself, you're going to get the best version of these B-sides, or not, I should say
Yes,
B-sides,
yes.
that's what Romero
Well,
calls
yeah.
himself, and you're going to get the
Yes.
best version of them.
And I think we can feel, we spoke about the crowd earlier, guys. The energy is really increasing in this
Yes,
building,
it
and the
is.
Romero supporters are getting louder and saying, hey, maybe there's a chance for our man here to pull something off if
No
Angel
doubt.
gets a little tired.
Yeah, because this is an old school fight where they're fighting in the middle of the ring,
Yes, it is.
shoulder to shoulder.
Nose to nose,
It's
in a
become
phone booth.
It's become a real good fight
Yeah.
in the after like 3 rounds. It really started heating up.
Now, Barrientes also gets great sparring over in that gym. He's been in guys with Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and you can see that work tonight has paid off for him in his career. 14 fights, we can't forget that, and he's still doing great work like that.
Better Barrientes round. He won the first minute of that round. Why? Being busier, not letting Romero
Yeah,
control the ring so much.
in these late rounds, too.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of energy to be on that back foot. And he's kind of he's still doing that, but when he works inside, he actually has I'd say he has the power advantage in this
He is
fight.
more so better standing his ground and
Yes.
staying inside these right here. This is, I said this was going to be a crucial round. It is playing out that way, and Barrientes is acting like that is the case and heard it from his corner and saying, actually, bro, you need to win this damn round.
No, yeah, he belongs in that WBA 15 top if he comes away with a win in that,
Okay.
because he showed a lot to
Okay.
his game.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And that's nice when you earn something like that.
Yeah.
Brother, he's earning it. He's
Yes.
having to earn it.
And that's what he wanted, too.
Yes.
Quick
Well,
counter right hand.
Did
from
he really
Angel
want it that
Barrientes.
this much? Yeah, this is a.
Yeah, these kids could
He's
fight,
fighting a dog, man. He's fighting a dog in a good
Yeah.
way, a nasty dog.
because it'll make him better.
Yep.
There's a
Great uppercut.
nice right uppercut from Angel Barrientes. And Romero is just coming forward, right? That one direction. We've been talking about that this whole fight. Big right uppercut, just missed for Barrientes. Been trying to land it up. There's some good work there from Romero. One to the head, quick combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't let him steal this last third of the round now. You did great work for the first 2 minutes, Barrientes. There you go. Finish strong, guy.
Yeah, it's the ebb and flow of it. They're both
Yep.
landing those hard shots, and they answer back to each other with it.
Big combinations for Barrientes. He emphasized it, put a button on it with a big shot to the body.
Romero gas tank is tremendous.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of these fighters in phenomenal shape. That brings us to the end of round 9. It's been Rock'em Sock'em Robots,
Barrientes'
guys.
round, he won the first 2/3, but he didn't win the last 1/3. So I think that was a Barrientes round. This fight could easily be a draw at this juncture. This last round could be the difference maker.
Certainly a gut check here for Angel Barrientes and Jorge Romero, right? This is what you train for, right? This is what you
And
put those
we
late
said-
nights in the
We
gym.
said solid, real solid co-feature. We weren't lying.
No.
This is what you put that hard work in. This is why you wake up early to do the road work.
I don't. They do. Yeah, absolutely.
No, as said before, they both want this badly, and we're going in the 10th and final round right here, and we'll get to see just how this one plays out to finish. It's a close fight, and they both can't let this round slip.
This is the 10th and final round. The Super Bantamweight WBA Continental Belt is on the line. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Justin Goosen Brown and Michael with big right hand for Angel Barrientes. And is Romero hurt?
This is what you do. Yes.
What a fight.
Yep.
He's got him ready to
You
go.
want it.
Here comes Angel Barrientes.
This is how you prove it, baby.
Oh, he stops it.
That's it.
Whoa!
Mission accomplished.
Wow.
Angel Barrientes
Number 15 rating, absolutely.
gets the emphatic
Real good
10
book.
round knockout win. Wow.
How about that for a bow? That's how you finish it right there.
My friends couldn't have scripted it any better.
Angel Barrientes knew the WBA Continental Belt at super bantamweight was on the line, and he fought like it in
He
that
was
10th
fighting
round.
a B- fight. Guess what? A+ ending, baby.
Yeah.
Incredible, and you see the emotion there on the face of Angel Barrientes. He had Romero hurt, and he capitalized, right? He could have taken a chance, gone to the scorecards. He chose to end it in the ring, guys.
Yes, he didn't give him any room to breathe. It started with that big right hand, and when he got it, it was probably like a 15-20 punch flurry. There was a lot of punches, and he forced the referee to stop it.
Barrientes' stock went up. Romero's stock went up as well. Curran was right.
And it's very rare, right? You get knocked out, your stock goes up. Like we said, there's not going to be a line around the block to fight Jorge Romero. He was tough as they come, moved forward. He just ran into a young, phenomenal fighter who now gets a title belt and showed that not only can he box and move, but he can finish a fight emphatically.
Amen, baby.
Yep, he's the type of fighter you want to fight if you want to have the best brought out of you.
Yep. And you see the emotion on his face, eh?
Let's check out our punch of the match, brought to you by Puncher's Chance Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. And guys, of course, the electric end in round 10 here.
Yeah, it's going to start with a right hand, I believe, that landed kind of on the side of Romero's head. Oh, no, a little uppercut actually right there. And we'll see that right hand fastened right on the head.
Baby. There it is. Basting him.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He wants
Didn't let
that
him tie up.
stoppage.
Didn't let him tie up.
Correct. Picture perfect.
Yep. That's going to make a good plane flight home for the family 2-0, and they're going to go to the Manny Pacquiao Barrios fight tomorrow.
On a high note.
Yeah. Could have been a tough plane flight.
Curran is going to be interviewing the winner. Mark Fratto is going to tell us the particulars on the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge, Christopher Young, calls for a halt to this contest. Your official time, 30 seconds in round number 10. Your winner by TKO and the new WBA Continental Super Bantamweight Champion from Honolulu, Hawaii, Angel AK-47 Barrientes.
I'm here with the winner, Angel Barrientes. Angel, that was a tough fight for you, and we thought maybe we're gonna go to the judges' scorecards. You took it out of the judges' hand. What did you find in that 10th and final round to get the stoppage?
I'm a dog. I work too hard. I'm in the gym with champions every day, and I come in here and I'm gonna show it.
You showed it there. Now, Romero wasn't gonna make that easy for you, right? He was in your face, he was throwing combinations. How were you able to handle his intensity?
I'm a dog. That's it. That's it. You know, they're all gonna come at me and hit me on the hips and try to come on my jab, but I don't matter. I'm a fighter. And I got that dog in me.
And we know that earlier tonight, your twin brother Chavez got the knockout win. You were on the way to a decision. You decided to also get a knockout win. So what did the Barrientes brothers do here tonight?
We just take over, man. 122 is our way, so anybody in the way, you know, we're working. You know, we're gonna keep stepping up fight by fight. I got my first belt. You know, I've been dreaming of this for a while.
And this was the WBA Continental belt. I know this was a dream realized for you. Now that that belt is on your waist, how does it feel?
I don't unspeakable. You know, I can't even speak right now. You know, I put in so much work, and it's paying off.
Angel Barrientes, congratulations on the big win.
Man, shout out everybody. Shout out my sponsors, Easy Track, OTA, Kelton Johnson, Easy Track. Man, we taking over, man. Look out for me and my brother. Shout out to Amari, Boxlab Promotions. You know, Louis Cubas Jr., everybody a part of my team, my father. You know, we come in, that's it.
Congratulations, spectacular win, very well done. We will speak to Amari Pedra, but before that, we're gonna talk to Jorge Romero, who had an incredible performance there. It didn't go your way, but you showed tremendous heart. I know you told us before this that they didn't want to fight you, right? And they made a mistake picking you. It seemed like that was the case. What happened in that round 10?
The thing is that we know that we are not on our home, that we need to perform, and we know that it was a close fight because Barriente is a great champion and he put a lot of effort. So we go to the 10th round like as it was that we are behind on the card. And with a young man with very active like Barriente is, it was a little hard, so we need to take risks. And when you take risks, things happen. He got a one punch, but I'm happy with the performance. I hope that everybody enjoyed the fight. And good luck to the team, to Barriente. He's a great champion.
We said it on the broadcast booth. Your stock, even in that loss, goes up. Congratulations on a great performance. I know it didn't go your way, but looking forward to seeing you back in there soon.
Can I just say one thing? Shout out to Romero, man, taking this and making a dog fight. I didn't mean to be a board sport at the end. He's a champion. It just got to me. It got to me, but I respect.